The Trojan War had already killed countless renowned warriors, but no loss had the impact of the fall of the Trojan prince Hector. Without the protection of their leader, the morale of the Trojan people was shattered. The armistice proposed by Achilles, which allowed Hector's funeral to take place, was coming to an end. Agamemnon took his men to the front of the Trojan walls and tried to challenge his opponents to a fight in the open field. But the Trojans didn't have the courage to come out from behind the mighty walls built by the gods. They saw Thanatos' terrible shadow at every corner, a sign that the ruin of the city was about to happen. King Priam regretted that he had lost so many sons in the war, but his grief was even greater that only his most cowardly sons had survived, Paris and Deiphobus. In their hands would be the future of Troy, since the king did not want to give the city's command to the brave Aeneans. After all, there was a prophecy where he would be the great upholder of Trojan tradition, and the king had no wish to give that honor to Anchises' son. But as the goddess Aurora appeared, bringing with her the rising of a new day, a fresh hope appeared on the horizon. They were the brave and untamed Amazons, tremendous warriors, daughters of Ares who fought on wild horses. Penthesilea, the queen of the Amazons, was beautiful, and her armor reflected the sun's rays. She even looked like the daughter of the goddess Aurora. The emergence of the dreadful warriors who feared no man filled the Trojan warriors' hearts with courage. Led by Ares' daughters, the Trojans came out from behind the walls to once again face the Greek army. The Amazons advanced against the Greek lines, who were stunned to see an army of women mounted on horses. Their attack was frightening, seeming to be inspired by Ares, their father and bellicose god. The Greeks began to flee to ships, pursued by Queen Penthesilea, who killed dozens of warriors with her glorious axe offered by the god of war. Achilles and Ajax were surprised by the Greeks' disorderly flight. They shouted for the men to re-establish the defensive lines, for Achilles and Ajax were now in their army's forefront. Encouraged by the two great heroes, the Greeks returned to the fight, and a great bloodbath began. Achilles, Trojans, and Amazons spilled blood on Trojan soil in one of the most violent battles of the war. Achilles again began to turn the battle in favor of the Greeks, using Peleus's fabulous spear. But Penthesilea feared no man. Not even the fearsome son of Thetis frightened the queen of the Amazons. Mounted on her horse, she hurled a spear at the hero. Achilles blocked the attack and ordered his war chariot to be brought to him. The objective was to hunt down the brave Amazon. Pulled by the divine horses Balius and Xanthus, Achilles pursued the warrior queen, who continued to hurl projectiles at him. Penthesilea turned around and raised her axe. Achilles was impressed by the courage of the fearless warrior, who looked more like Athena's incarnation. The queen of the Amazons fearlessly charged forward against the champion of the gods for the final showdown. Achilles pierced the horse's body and struck the Amazon's belly in a blow delivered by his mighty spear. The queen and her horse fell mortally wounded. Achilles approached to examine Penthesilea's body. He could not believe that a woman would have the courage to challenge him. When even the mighty Hector trembled in his presence, he removed the queen's helmet and was surprised. Not only was she really a woman, but she was one of the most beautiful girls he had ever seen. Achilles was touched by the queen's courage, and so he did not strip her of her weapons and armor, as was his custom. Achilles returned Penthesilea's body to her subjects so that they could arrange a funeral to honor the woman's greatness. She had been braver than most of the great men who fought in the war.